Well, with the Republican National Convention underway, the GOP is highlighting the successes of President Trump's administration as they compare and contrast his policies with those of Democrats. For more on the president's work to reform America's trading relationship with foreign partners, I want to bring in White House trade advisor Peter Navarro. Hi, Peter. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey, Greta, my old hometown you're sitting in. I miss it.
It's great to be out here. A little hot, but about the same weather as D.C. right now. Let's start off, though, with China. A key campaign promise of President Trump's was, of course, to fix the trading relationship between the U.S. and Beijing. In January, the two sides did sign that historic Phase 1 trade deal. We had that meeting today between Chinese officials and U.S. officials. What's the status of the implementation of that deal?
So, two things. One, the Phase 1 deal is fully enforced, and the Chinese are buying historic amounts of corn, soybeans, beef, pork, and other things. So everybody's happy with that. What we're not happy with is the fact that the Chinese Communist Party came here in January to sign that deal, neglected to tell us that they were about to infect the world with a deadly virus, and basically wind up killing over 170,000 Americans, put 40 million Americans out of work, and inflict trillions of dollars of damages on our economy. So the president is not happy. The American people should be very angry about what they've done. I think what the Chinese Communist Party has clearly signaled with their endorsement, figure that out, they endorsed Joe Biden last week, is that they basically want Biden in there so they can roll over him again, take our jobs. So nothing's going to happen with a Phase 2 deal, at least until after the election. So that's kind of where things are at. I think it's really important as the Democratic Party tries to blame our president for this pandemic, that the only president in the world responsible for infecting America with that virus is the unelected president of China.
When you think about trade, China is, of course, the main focus for people, but the Trump administration has also worked to reform the relationship with Europe. That's another key trading partner. Just last week, a trade deal was signed with the EU to slash European tariffs on Maine lobster. President Trump touting that deal on Twitter today.
Yes.
What's the importance of this agreement for not just the state of Maine, but also the U.S. economy as a whole?
I absolutely love this deal, and let me give you a little color on this. Back in June, I traveled on Air Force One with the president. We went to Maine for two reasons. One, we went to Bangor to sign an executive order which liberated about 5,000 square miles of fishing territory off the Georges Bank. And we also went to the Puritan Swab Factory in Guilford, Maine, to celebrate the president's use of the Defense Production Act to really gear up that particular plant. Now, here's what happened in Bangor. We had a round table with fishermen, particularly lobster fishermen, and they gave us a hat trick of tasks to complete in order to help them, and they were in desperate need of help. The first thing was to stop China from their retaliatory tariffs and recover the millions of dollars that China had hurt them with. And then the third issue was to basically get rid of the tariffs that European Union was levying on American lobsters, because that gave the Canadians a big advantage. Okay, so what do? The president promptly got the first two things done last month, but on Friday, U.S. Trade Representative Lighthizer announced this deal with Europe, which takes tariffs down to zero. So the lobster fishermen couldn't be more happy in Maine. New Hampshire has some, Massachusetts. And for those out in San Diego, it may not seem like a big deal, but lobster is one of the most lucrative parts of our fishing industry. And it speaks to the fact that this president basically cares about the working men and women of America. And this was a case of promises made, promises kept in just 2 months.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.